Hey guys, and welcome to a battle between the forces of the High Elves led by Traore here, up against David the White Lizard and the evil and conniving warriors of Chaos. Should be a good fun matchup, so get in here and check out both the builds. So for the forces of the High Elves, up in the skirmish mode up the very front here, we do have double Eltharion Reaver archers. I really like this pick. These guys don't do the most damage, but they're very good at counter skirmishing, Marauder Horsemen, Horse Martyrs and all that good stuff. They're very quick and have decent range overall. For his front battle line, it looks like we do have double Silverin Guard here. Tanky, super tough, charge defense against all, can help bring down trolls, shag-offs and all those nastiness. He also has a couple of rangers, so a real fun front line. Rangers should be able to tear through Marauders very effectively, while the Silverin Guard help to deal with those larger threats. There are some Sword Masters of Hoeth as well in the centre pocket here for a little bit more kind of elite section of the army. We do have the Rahaga's Pride over on the right hand side, regiment around war lines, very quick and come in with some really useful abilities with their roar. We have 1 unit of Sisters of Avalon in the back and some Fireborn, regiment around Dragon Princes. I'm sure you guys know all about these bad boys, but pretty damn epic overall. Wish to see them more with Prince Imric myself. But up in the glorious skies here, we do have one of the new lords, and here he is, the Warden Eltharion the Grim. His model is so goddamn cool. I love his little griffin right here. And he is, of course, going to be bringing the helm here, which does give an entity unbreakable here. So they can still take damage, but they will become unbreakable. We'll see if that does get used throughout this battle. He has brought his Fang Sword as well, plus 25% armor pierce and weapon damage, and 44% physical resistance. That's going to make him incredibly tanky. He has brought Tempest, Hand of Glory, and Apotheosis for nice healing. Now, I think with Tempest, he is going to become one of the most powerful air lords in the game. It's going to be almost impossible to beat him if he simply drops Tempest, allows Sisters of Avalon and so forth to destroy them, and he's a fairly competent melee combatant himself, even though he is slightly a hybrid. Now for the forces of Chaos today, in the front line we have a mixture of Marauders with some more elite troops, which is quite a cool front line. Normally you just kind of see Marauder spam, but it looks like we do have some Chosen, Mirror Guard as well. And yeah, more Chosen, more basic Chaos Warriors, backed up by more Chaos Marauders. So a nice mixed front line overall. He has, of course, come with some Chaos Trolls as well. These guys have such cool models. It is ridiculous. The armoured ones, they're going to be rocking in here, doing some decent work overall as well. I'm loving the Wolverine Claws. So in the back here, we do have double Chaos Warhound. Looks like they're going to be rolling dirty with some Marauder Horsemen, just trying to protect them, which is quite a nice pick. These guys can certainly hop on top of those Eltharion Reavers if they get a little bit too close, at least force them out, and if they do manage to catch them, just completely destroy them. Marauder Horsemen, of course, useful for taking down big, nasty threats and just doing consistent fire throughout the course of the whole battle. Looks like he does have a Chaos Sorcerer of Metal here, riding in on his Flaming Steed, which is certainly very metal. Coming in with Forbidden Rod, Scroll of Shielding, which is such a powerful item overall. Transmutation of Lead, Plague of Rust, and Searing Doom. I don't get to see Searing Doom too often, so hopefully we'll see that do some nice work today. But we have the man, the myth, the ultimate god of the Dragon Ogre Shagoffs, Kholek Sun Eater, coming in, and of course he is going to be rocking the mighty Star Crusher, Stand or Die, and Lord of the Storm. Going to be interesting to see him go toe-to-toe with the Warden here. Without further ado, let's get this battle underway. So it looks like the Silverin Guard are going to be falling back. Looks like they want to dodge the Mirror Guard as much as possible. Looks like a couple of shots are going into the Chaos Trolls, and Rangers are going to be getting their hands dirty on top of Chosen and Marauders. Now, they're tearing through the Marauders relatively quickly. I mean, it's going to be a bloody affair with both forces taking some huge damage, but the Chosen are going to be another matter entirely. And as you can see, huge damage taken on both sides. Kholek is floating out to this side as well. So this is targeting down the Chaos Trolls for now, doing some okay damage, and it looks like the Eltharion Reavers just wrapping around the flank. These Warhounds certainly need to be on alert as quickly as possible. Now in the front line, Chosen with the Scroll of Shielding are going up against Swordmaster Hoeth with a Overcast, Plague of Rust, plus Searing Doom coming down, but even with all those debuffs and the buffs for themselves, the Chosen are taking a bit of a beating. Looks like Swordmasters will be losing this, but still doing some pretty damn good damage in return. Kholek was getting his little chops there, a little bit greedy, hopping on top of Eltharion the Grim, doing some huge work here. Eltharion does get Transmutation Lead popped to him, but with all his buffs, that 44% physical resistance is going to be huge here. In comes the Rahaga's Pride, lowering the speed and leadership of all nearby troops, and the Silverin Guard are coming for a nice surround on Kholek. So Kholek certainly got a little bit overextended there, did some nice damage, but is slowly getting shut down here. The Chaos Sorcerer of Metal is riding into the Sisters of Avalon, taking some huge damage as he does so, but shutting these ladies down is going to be very, very pivotal here. It looks like Swordmaster Hoeth as well have been destroyed. Over on the other flank, it looks like the Chaos Warhounds were finally activated just to flank through and destroy the Rangers completely before flooding into the back lines, hopping on top of the Sisters. So it's looking a little bit dicey for the High Elves so far. They have done some fantastic work up against Kholek, who has had to fall out from this engagement, but their front line is slowly starting to crumble. In the back line, Eltharion River's being used really well here to chase down Chaos Armor Trolls. These guys still have 10 models left, so they would certainly regenerate an absolute ton. So shattering those guys is going to be really good. Looks like we have one unit of Chaos Marauders who have been forgotten about, but that may be a blessing in disguise if they do come back in the late game. Rangers doing very good up against the Chaos Warriors here, but in comes Kholek Suneater just to help finish those guys off. And in the main pocket of strength, it really is the Fireborn rolling around with the Grim, of course, as well as the Rahagra's Pride, who has managed to catch this Chaos Sorcerer. So it looks like he did pull back his Chaos Warhounds, but this Metal Sorcerer didn't have enough mass to pull himself through all the ladies there. He does drop a really nice Serum Doom, getting some fantastic value, but with the Pride there, plus Eltharion the Grim, he is going to be running for the hills. He is terrified, and I do not blame him. The wrath of the High Elf's vengeance is upon him, and he's going to be fleeing. Now, all he needs to do is simply take Eltharion, or probably better the Rahagra's Pride, and simply finish off this Chaos Sorcerer, chase him down. We do not want him coming back. Kholek's still going to be a huge problem here. The Fireborn are in combat, and yeah, they're a pretty decent unit overall. Hand of Glory as well, up in their melee attack to 69, which is pretty damn impressive. But Kholek is a beast in his own right, hammering those guys down very effectively. Looks like a lot of the mobility, though, it's been taken down here. Eltharion the Grim hopping on top of these Marauder Horsemen, as well as this Chaos Sorcerer. And across the battlefield, we do have some Chaos Marauders and basically more Chaos Marauders as well, who need to come back. But very close battle overall. Balance power slightly in favour here of the Chaos, it looks like. And it looks like Eltharion once again was taking a bit of a hammering by Kholek. Mighty Roar, though, being active is going to force off the Chaos Sorcerer, it looks like. Horseman has been shattered, and Kholek once again slightly isolated here. Most of his troops are winning the front line, but very, very slow and steady here. And they need to push forward and try and protect him. So Eltharion can simply drop some magic, come in here and do some great work. Looks like the Fireborn were wavering a little bit there, but the Helm has been popped on them, making them unbreakable, which is really nice here. If those guys got forced off, I think Chaos would certainly have this game in the bag. But with the Fireborn still roaming, they can really punish a lot of the rest of this Chaos force. Rolling dirty as well with Eltharion, who has popped Apotheosis, plus he's got all that physical resistance again. I would stay and fight if I was him, certainly. I think he has the tools to beat down Kholek, pin him in place, and allow the Sisters of Avalon to finish him off. But once again, still nice play, conservative here, falling back where possible. So over on this flank, it looks like Horsemen are being sacrificed in an attempt to save the Chaos Sorcerer of Metal, but he has been forced back, and these Eltharion Reavers have been an absolute pain in the side of Chaos today. I know Traore actually really likes using these guys quite a bit. I've seen a few replays of him using them. And it looks like the Rahagra's Pride as well, Hand of Glory, has been popped to them as they charge into some Chaos Marauders, helping finish them off. So the added mobility of the High Elves certainly come into play here. They managed to dodge Kholek for the most part, and this kind of big, dangerous Chaos blob which has formed. And instead, they bounce around, finish off units on the periphery, which is a really nice way of doing it. Eltharion just needs to come over here, destroy that Chaos Sorcerer of Metal, no point in leaving him active on the field, and use the Pride to hop around and try and protect the Sisters of Avalon where possible, as they're a fantastic counter for Kholek. He's a big boy and takes a lot of those shots to the face right there, down to just 1,200 health. I think the High Elves may have this game in the bag, but it's hard to tell. There's so many Chaos Warriors still in their central clump here. The nice cycle charging so far coming by the Fireball, although Plague of Rust has been popped on. These guys need to get out of here as quick as possible. They're getting dragged down from their mighty steeds here. The Rahagra's Pride is here, as well as the Warden. That should hopefully save the day and maybe get a tear out. Kholek going for the duel here, but he is down just 850 health. He can still certainly pack a walloping punch. Another Apotheosis goes down, and Eltharion is going to escape back into the air. And all those shots coming in, we have a Mighty Roar as well, lowering the speed of any of these units trying to escape. So Kholek is not going to be able to get out of here. His leadership's been neutered as well, and down the big boy is going to go. Certainly going to break here, surely. He's turning and fighting though, trying his best. The mighty king of the Dragon Ogres here, not going to go down without a fight. Looks like he has been routed though, and a massive claw to the behinds there does make him do a very dramatic flip here, as he does do, you know, a very dramatic pose here, as he does lay dead in the snow. Looks like all that's left is a unit of very healthy Chosen here, and some Chaos Marauders, but it looks like everyone is starting to rout and go, and that's going to be a Pyrrhic victory for the High Elves. Super fun game. So let's get in here and do a tiny bit of analysis. So well played to both of these players, Traore and David the White Lizard. Really fun game, and I think this battle certainly could have gone either way. There's just one or two moments which I think determines it overall, but really nice to see Eltharion the Grim in action. I believe this is the first replay I've done of him. I think he's certainly, you know, proved his worth here. Came with some decent healing and constantly buffing up the nearby troops. He's also incredibly tanky, coming coming with that physical resistance, so those short durations he can duel with Kholek. At the same time, we saw when he didn't have those buffs, Kholek certainly laid a whipping on him, and he needed a lot of those apotheoses to heal up and get back into the game. I still think, personally, he's a little bit too expensive for what he does. I don't think we're going to see him much in competitive at all, really, until that is kind of addressed. But he is a very powerful Flying Lord overall. And I think that's possibly more down to actually, the High Elves have a ton of good Lord options at the moment. But, I think his price, if it gets dropped a little bit, we'll see him a ton more. But anyway, super fun build overall. Rangers to help clear up, and Marauders worked very effectively. You can see a couple of these units got basically no kills. Silver and Guard as well. Just to hold the line a bit better. Sister Avalon putting in so much work. Unfortunately, Swordmasters did kind of get absolutely hammered at the start by Chosen, but that was due to kind of a lot of magic trickery and so forth. But the real MVPs for me in here was the more skirmish units. Eltharion and Reavers managed to chase off those trolls, stop them coming back, hunted down the Metal Sorcerer at the end, and also helped neuter the effectiveness of the Marauder Horsemen, as well as Rahaga's Pride, whose Raw certainly did help. Now for David the White Lizard's build, really fun build. I like the mixed front line. Often you'll just see tons of Chaos Marauders, but he came in with Chosen, Mirror Guard, and basic Chaos Warriors as well, and it certainly nearly worked. I think just one or two errors unfortunately cost him, leaving the Chaos Warhounds at the back for the kind of start of the battle, as well as a unit of Marauders. They simply could have whipped around, put more pressure on the Sisters, which would have relieved some of the damage done onto Kholek and so forth. And at the end, you saw he had basically a full health unit of Chosen, and if he had kept a little higher and tighter, perhaps could have won the day. But at the same time, really well played up against a top opponent, and nearly managed to get one there for the Gods of Chaos. So super fun game overall. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please do consider getting a big old thumbs up and subscribe. And we're getting very close to 600 subs now, which is pretty damn crazy and really good fun. If you want to get involved in any tournaments, King of the Hills, that type of stuff, or send me replays, feel free to join my Discord. There's a link just down below. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, I do have a Patreon account. So anyway guys, until next time, peace, and as always, stay awesome.